My name is Jenny Vaughn, and I am 30 years old. I am from a small town in western Nebraska. My mom worked at the closest hospital, which was 12 miles away, and my dad was a self-employed truck driver. Shortly after I turned 13 in August of 1998, my dad and brother had been working on a motorcycle for a friend, trying to get it running again, and they'd been working on it all summer without success. And we lived in an old farmhouse that had a balcony on the second floor. And for my birthday, my grandmother had given me a telescope, and so I was out on this beautiful, clear summer night in the dark trying to look at the stars through my little telescope when I heard a motorcycle rev up. And so I ran down the stairs in excitement to see all the commotion, and as I was walking out to the driveway, my dad drove past me on this motorcycle with the biggest smile on his face. So he was gone for a while and hadn't returned, and so my brother and I hopped in his old Ford pickup to go find him, assuming that he had broken down and just needed a tow back. We drove down there, and as we neared closer, we saw a man waving his hands at us, asking us to stop. And so when we did, he came up to our window and told us there'd been an accident and that we needed to go get help. He got in the pickup with us, and we drove back to our house to get our mom and to call for help. So while he was calling for help, my mom ran around and got some towels and supplies because she was a volunteer EMT. So we went back out to the site. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't see anything. The man's truck was in front of us. All I could hear were the screams from my mom and brother. So they put him in the ambulance and took him to the hospital, which was 12 miles away. And it was a very small hospital. They didn't really have a trauma unit or anything like that. So they had to life flight him to Colorado. And there wasn't really anything that they could do. He never regained consciousness. He wasn't really responding. And so my family, after 10 days, had to make the decision to take him off of life support. So what we had to deal with after that was not only the grief of losing our dad, my mom's husband, but we had now a single mother on a single income, and we had all these expenses to pay: hospital expenses, funeral expenses, business expenses. By some saving grace, my mom had kind of an intuitive feeling a few months before my dad died that they should get some life insurance. The policies weren't very big because, of course, they were young and thought nothing was going to happen anytime soon. So it was a really small life insurance policy, but it was something. It didn't go far, but it was a saving grace for us because, you know, otherwise we would have been sunk. I know that we probably would have been on state aid, and I wouldn't have gotten to be involved in all the things I was in. We couldn't always afford a lot of the things that other people could, but somehow she did it. I was a total daddy's girl. I loved being outside. My 13th birthday, my parents got me an actual go-kart, and so I just thought that they were the coolest. My dad was a man's man, and he did everything he could to take care of his family and to protect us. And he hated to be photographed or filmed, but I did find one where I had drawn him a picture of his truck, and he had written me a thank you card for helping him wash his truck because he wouldn't have been able to get it done without me. And so we loved him. I have life insurance, and if anything were to happen to me, it's a comfort to know that my family would be taken care of. He liked to have a good time, and his laugh was infectious, and it would make you laugh, and he was always silly, and he was just fun. We always had fun with him. Yeah, well, I mean, I miss everything, but you always, you could be in a room with 100 people, and you could hear his laugh above anyone else's, and it just made you smile.